Catch up on the latest music news, social issues, exclusive interviews, album reviews, also featuring entrepreneurs doing big things, all on musiclifesocial.com. We do this for the people to empower the people. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Yo, welcome to musiclifesocial.com. I am one of your hosts, Raheem, aka Big Heem.
This is General Mills. Salute. You know what it is, Music Life.
And we got a very special guest in the building with us this evening. And she goes by the name of Tammy Harper, aka Tammy Tunes. She is Executive Vice President and A&R Global and Director Leadership Development at Wealth Nation. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Thank
you so much for having me, both of y'all, Raheem and General Mills. What's happening from the SWATs, DCA, from my lovely home? You know, spare no expense. Right in my music room, right here next to my piano.
Nice. How you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day.
Right. Real quick, give the people a brief summary about your background.
Well, I was born in the suburbs of Philly. Go Eagles! Super Bowl bound. Okay, I'll get that out the way. So I was born and raised in the Philly suburbs. Came to the A to attend the greatest school in the land, Spelman College. Got my Bachelor of Arts degree in music, concentration piano. 3 decades ago, which is crazy because I only look 25. What's up with that?
Yes, girl, you still look good. You look up.
Thank you. And so, you know, basically, I was just in different bands for the last 30 years, and also worked in human resources for a period of time for 15 years with Boys and Girls Clubs of America, which I loved. So everybody knew I was a musician. And one day God spoke, he said, it's time. I said, deuces. And yikes, me and my 5-year-old child. And I became a full-time musician. So I'm a classically trained pianist and I do all kinds of stuff. So this whole journey has been having a regular day job and doing music on the side. But now I'm almost at my 11-year mark. March 30th marks 11 years of being free. So full-time musician, the last 8. And then I added music executive on there. So it's been a really beautiful life. And I'm a single mommy to a 16-year-old amazing dancer named Gabby. Yeah. And it's just a sweet life. That's what I do. That's the short version of what I do.
That's
right. Nice. So you've been for 10 years, 8 years. How many years you been free?
It's about to be 11 on March 30th. It'll be 11 years of being free. Yes.
Cool. I like that.
Cool. So real quick, how did you gravitate toward the piano?
You know, I'm gonna do some show and tell. This is my grandpa. His name is Consolo Mozart Myers. Mozart, you know, the classically trained, the classical composer. So that's my grandpa. So he played the piano, played the organ. Then next up is my birth mother, Victoria Myers Harper, played the piano and the organ, and I just put me next to her. She's in heaven. She passed when I was 3. She and my grandpa. So they're both in heaven, but that's how I got into it. When my mother passed, I was 3, I started playing. And they're like, she's playing. No, she isn't, but I really was. And so I started taking lessons at 7, got to Spelman College. Dr. Joyce Finch Johnson said, cut those fingernails and get in the practice room. Oh, snap. And once you start practicing 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, you become a beast. So I went to the next level of my classical musicianship and then sang in the Spelman College Glee Club. Then after that, because I can sight read and play by ear and read sheet music and sing and do all this stuff, then it just really in my blood and stuff. So it's been a beautiful life doing what I do every day.
Nice. Nice.
Go ahead, Sue. I know you had.
Yeah. So being from Philly, what would influence? Well, I see you had your mother, your parents definitely was, and your grandparents and everybody around you, your whole family was musical. So what were your other influences besides your immediate family?
Well, it's so funny. I left at 17. So when all that sweet spot stuff was happening, like Jill and Music Soul Child and Black Lily and all that stuff, I was like totally blah. I was totally in the A. So I missed that part of the Philly influence. Of course, like, everybody loved Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff back then. They were the main ones, if you go back to 88. And so I've always loved hip hop. My first record, my first 45 was That's the Breaks, Curtis Blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the joint. Yeah.
That was my first 45. My first album, you will never guess. Boogie Down Productions.
Okay.
My first LP was Boogie Down Productions. And I totally played myself because I went all the way. Remember, I told you I'm from the Burbs, Ben Salem, PA. Went all the way downtown Philly, got my album, and came home like, where's the words at? Man, I got the instrumental, womp, womp, womp. So, yes. So I had to rap over. I had my own soundtrack, which I didn't want. Criminal Minded, You've Been Blinded. But like, dag nabbit, where am I rapping by myself? But but so many fun times. Like the Greek picnic was in Philly. Everybody went to the Greek pen parties, University of Pennsylvania. This is like college stuff. Stuff like that. Going to, just sweet, sweet memories. And then I've just made new memories here in the A, in college and beyond.
So you've been in the music scene for a minute. You also teach music lessons such as
piano. I do.
And everything.
And voice. Yeah. Piano and voice. I have about 20 to 25 students. We're having our spring recital April 30th. I'm so excited because we didn't have none 20, 21, and 22. So for 2023, we are back because I didn't want a virtual recital. I want it in person. So that's when it's going to be April 30th.
That's what's up. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So since you've been in the A and you've been in the music scene for a minute, how has the music landscape changed here in Atlanta with the influx of talent and everything over the past 25 or so years?
It's funny to me because when I go way back, like our music scene, those of us who are musicians and singers, we all kind of know each other. So if we go all the way back in time, so many people were so talented. And if you fast forward, oh, this person is an MD for this, for New Edition, or this person is playing on the Grammy Awards with Adam Blackstone, or this person's on tour with Janelle Monáe. So on the musician side, everybody's been doing some really, really great things in terms of that, or even locally, or even like the Alsma Jam session that's been around like 25 years. Those are the kind of things that just make us so happy. So when I think about the actual musicians, then of course the mainstream people that have just blown up, like Outkast or Janelle Monáe, like so many people, even like, Lil Yachty, I know his dad. So it's like, you're like, this is crazy and bananas. Like I remember auditioning for Andre 3000 a long time ago, because he was gonna go on tour, do something, and I auditioned for Beyonce when she wanted an all-female band. I didn't get it, but Divinity Rocks did, and she just got nominated for a Grammy this year for a children's album, and she did play bass on tour, and so with Beyonce. So I think the coolest thing is knowing so many talented people and it being so small. So it doesn't matter, even if there's more mainstream people like, Future or 2 Chainz or people like that, T.I. So you have your legacy kind of people or like JD. Then you have the local musician scene for people I've known 25, 30 years doing their thing, and people are just happy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate for any violence that's occurred or any arrests and things like that. That we, that's probably the saddest part to me that's affected our music industry, because I feel like our music isn't necessarily diminishing per se, but whatever feelings people are going through, I think that's what's getting in the way. Recently, I played for an event for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Marlo Hampton, she's actually previously in the foster system. So they had these foster care Fridays, champion awards, and I played the piano. So that was filmed for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So maybe I'll get some TV time.
Okay.
The cool thing is that we always have the UNCF Mayor's Mass Ball. And I was asked to do the UNCF Mayor's Mass Ball VIP reception, which was dope. So I was the pianist performing in the VIP area. So I don't know our mayor, Andre Dickens, but back in the day when he was out and about like the rest of us, so when I see him, says, hey, you may not remember my name, but like him, Raphael Warnock, I saw him. He's like, wait a minute, like, yeah, man, we were in school together. So he's at Morehouse, How's Spellman. So the world just keeps getting smaller, smaller, smaller. But those were two cool things. And then, like you said, the jazz festival. I did the Atlanta Jazz Festival, jazz in the Airport Atrium, which was dope. That was back in May. Because what happens is they have 30 days of jazz, and then the jazz is just everywhere, and it culminates with the jazz festival at Piedmont Park. So I was in the Airport Atrium, which was dope, back in May. And then also my school, Spelman College, we had our inaugural Spelman's Jazz on the Lawn, and I was a featured performer for that this summer, which is really nice to, like, because people would stop me like, weren't you the one playing? When it was homecoming in October. So it's very sweet and nice, but so those are just a few things, at least in the last year, that I've done, that I'm proud of.
Dope. Yeah, so I mean, you are so deeply ingrained in music in this industry. So that kind of leads me to our next set of questions as far as your position at Wealth Nation or whatnot. Kind of describe that in the qualities that you look for in an artist.
All right. Well, thanks for asking. Well, first, let me say Wealth Nation is an artist development and brand management company based here in Atlanta. And we just celebrated 10 years in 2022. And our main goal is to help independent artists to further their brand. That's the goal. So when you say, what are you looking for? Pretty much anybody who needs help. Do you know what I mean? Just keeping it real. So if you've already got it, if you're Lil Nas X or somebody Lizzo, then you're good. But for the independent artists that you're like, you may be an excellent performer, rapper, musician, whatever you are, but you don't have the numbers. Like, oh, you got 2,000. Like, if you have the same as me, if I have 4,000, you have 4,000. No, you need your social.
You need help.
Yeah, you need help. Even if you have 40,000 and nobody's heard of you, 400,000, no one has heard of you like that, or you're doing everything by yourself, or you don't know what you're doing. Hey, I'm in the studio making music. What about everything else? What if you make the greatest song of all time and nobody hears it? You know what I mean? Here's my greatest song on a platter, and then you had 200 streams on YouTube or something. So you need help. So the ideal person is someone who has talent. And even if you have a team or not, but most people don't have a team, then we're helping you with the artist development and the brand management. Let's say you do have a brand, like, oh, this brand is fire, but you reached as far as you could go by yourself. You need some expertise. Like our CEO, Rob Terrell, he has like 27 years of experience. He's done a lot. So here you go. I don't really know anything. Then you come to start working with us. Oh, snap. And then opportunities abound because we have sister companies too. We have Rockstar, which is our lifestyle brand, and independent label. So let's just say, oh, now, it's time. Are you in need of this? Are you in need of management? Are you in need of this? We have 700 films where we do music videos. We have industry certified. We have a magazine. We have a lot of different things that we do, a lot of different connections.
So y'all
Nice.
a one stop shop pretty much, or whatever.
That's exactly what it is, Raheem. And I did not mention we now are having larger arena opportunities. So one of our artists is opening for Trippie Redd. Another artist is going to open for Lil Wayne. One of my clients, she's going to sing or open for Key Sweat, SWV, Key White, and some other people on Mother's Day.
Nice.
So some really cool. Oh, and Kevin Gates. Forgot about that. Somebody is going to open for Kevin Gates. And last year it was they were opening for Benny the Butcher and Trina. And it was funny because Benny the Butcher, he was right over here. He took over Slim and Huskies and had like a restaurant thing. And because I went and I said, hey, our artists are opening for you. And he put his arm around me and we took a picture. They're like, is that your boo? I'm like, no, that's Benny the Butcher. Right. If you scroll down, I don't know, let's see, was it March? It may have been March of 22. And we're just like, what's up? I was like, this is the funniest thing ever. He's not my man. I just saw him at the at the in restaurants. It wasn't an in store, like a record store.
Right.
It was a restaurant promo thing. But yeah, so it's been a really, really great time. So it's just adding on what I do as a musician, adding on the music executive, and it's a beautiful combination because it keeps me busy. I'm never bored, because I have two really super dope careers.
Nice.
That's
nice.
Nice.
Wow, that's a big look. That's a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sue.
So right now, so you doing that basically? You're doing a lot, really. Because I was going to ask you. So what are you doing?
I mean, if you want to know exactly,
like so far as with the singing and the playing and with clients and everything. How do people find you though to get lessons? Because I mean, you don't see my background, but I'm sitting in front of a keyboard too, but I don't know how to play. I mean,
yeah, there's one of mine.
I'm sitting in front of it, like literally about to. Yeah, but
that was the truth. I play at a nursing home twice a month, and then other gigs, special events, weddings, blah blah blah, and then I have my own band called Tam Tunes and the Gents. Two gentlemen, me and the Gents, and we do gigs when we're hired to do that too. So all of that's like on the music side, and then I told you I get hired for stuff, and then on the music exec side, it's the other stuff I was talking about, where I am an A&R. I'm also a leader, so I lead a team of A&Rs. And so, and then I also, because of my HR background, I'm also like the head of HR. And then on our Rockstar side, I'm also like VP of Artist Relations for that side, which is the label. And then for our 700 films, I'm like a production manager. Like we just did a video shoot on Sunday for my client, Danny Peace. That was great for her song Parallel. So that'll be coming out soon. So I keep busy, you know what I mean? And make sure my child gets where she needs to go. She's in 10th grade. She doesn't have a driver's license yet. So, driving her around. So, but like I said, it's a sweet life that I'm just waiting for God to give the reveal because it's coming. It's coming.
I know that's right. So look, you all have Wealth Nation has a diverse roster, whatnot. In your opinion, who is going to be the breakout artist here that really takes it up a notch?
Well, if I say so myself, my client.
Okay.
You already know.
Erica Mason, if you guys want to find her, she's at Erica Mason Music, just like it sounds, ERICA, Mason, MASON Music. So Erica Mason, her main thing is that she raps, but she also sings. She also has an apparel brand called Seek Life Apparel because she's also into mental health and wellness. She's a member of the queer community. And she's just dope. I mean, all you gotta do is hear like one song. My favorite is Unappreciated. That one hits me right in my heart. Oh, if anybody has ever been unappreciated before, but she has so many. So check her out. The reason I say that she's gonna go is it was divine order that I saw her right at the point where, like I told you before, somebody's done so much on their own. Now it's time that she needs help. So last summer, she was performed on the Stellar Awards, and she was one of the, I forget what they call it. I'm gonna call it a breakout performance, breakthrough performance, something like that. Right. But it was that dope that BET put it as a post. Like again, go back on my thing, maybe around June, July of 22, and you'll see her on this stool, and it says BET. Like BET actually made the reel of her. It was like a minute 45 seconds, a minute 10 seconds, and right. She said that she met Kirk Franklin, she met the Tamla and David Mann.
What would you give any advice to somebody in the upcoming path that you're walking right now in the journey you're taking for that life of freedom, which, the life of freedom?
Okay, so first thing you want to do, if God speaks, listen. If you get an audible from God, do what he says, number one. Number two, be giving, caring, loving, and sharing. You know, don't hold it all for yourself. You got to give it out. You got to share the information. Number three, seek out people who are doing what you want to do, who seem happy, whatever. Don't just sit here over here, because people are very accessible. I'm accessible too. You know what I mean? Hit me up. Like, don't be afraid. Just say, oh, she looks happy. She looks approachable. I am. You know, hit me up in the DMs, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll talk to you. Also, you can't not share your gift. So let's say you're somewhere to open mic. Child, sign up and do your thing. I was doing open mics 30 years. Who cares? Because there's always somebody who has not heard you. Like for me, there's still people who hadn't heard me play the piano or sing. And then also seek out, like I said, mentors and stuff. Like when I was promoted and I became a leader, I read leadership books. I listened to leadership podcasts. I have mentors and stuff like that. Don't feel like, oh, I've arrived, I know everything. You'll always want to get better. Good, great, excellent, tapping into the genius. That's what you want to do. Good is not good enough. Mediocre is whack. You know what I mean? I'm a high performer by nature, and you can't just say, oh, let me just rest on my laurels. Nah. Be on the grind. Do you know what I mean? It makes a huge difference in what you do. And now I was gonna go back to me and where you can find me. Tam Tunes on everything. It's TAM for Tammy, TUNES. Tunes, like melodies, not cartoons. Tunes, Tam Tunes. So you can find me on IG, on Facebook. You know, my full name is Tammy Harper, TAMMYHARPER, but Twitter, IG, Facebook, all that stuff. And for my band, Tam Tunes and the Gents. Gents short for gentlemen, GENTS, also on IG. And you know, call me if you want somebody to play and sing for your special event. Right. I'm always looking to bless somebody, you know what I mean? With what I do. This is my gift from God, and I'm not supposed to hold it in. I'm supposed to share it with the world.
We definitely appreciate your time, the advice, and sharing your gift of knowledge with us and with others. And we definitely going to tell people to support you and whatnot. So, but thank you for jumping on the musiclifesocial.com podcast.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
and
you.
Also, thank you so much to both of you guys. I also want to say, independent artists, don't be shy. Hit me up as well, because we want to help you further your brand wherever you want to go. We have the resources.
Well, we appreciate you. Well, folks, that is our time. You know, once again, you know, we bringing you all the best of the best. It's been another musiclifesocial.com production. Thank you.
Oh, Miss Tammy Harper, we out.
Peace.
Peace. You want me to play a song or not?
Yeah. Sorry. Whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of my funny Valentine, okay? Because we're right near Valentine's Day. I'll just do a little bit of it. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the wrong key. Hold on. My funny Valentine, sweet coming Valentine, you make me smile. My heart, ooh, is your figure less than green? Is your mind a little bit weak when you open it to speak? Are you smile? Don't, baby, don't you change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine.